Hello everyone.
Hello.
We've had a bit of a near disaster yesterday, haven't we?
We did.
We just thought we'd share this video with you as it could potentially save you having the same issue we almost had, which would be a very costly, very costly issue. Potentially losing the van and ourselves down a valley.
Yeah.
It was rather dark yesterday at the Longmind when we got back. Well, when we set back, wasn't it? It was darker than we usually stay. And I don't know if anybody knows the Longmind, but it's a beautiful place.
It's quite hilly, single track roads.
Yeah.
Soft verges.
And some of the roads are right on the edge. We went a different way home, didn't we?
Yeah, went a different way.
And basically, we had never been that way before at all. It's a massive place. But we had to turn round. We got to a place where we didn't recognise, and so we wanted to turn round, didn't we? As we didn't know where we were going. And we thought we got a bit more room than we had, basically, when we was reversing. Now we've got a reversing camera. You'll probably remember us fitting that. Well, Mark fitting that. And it's not too bad, is it? In the dark.
No, it's not too bad.
But it's a good job that we've got parking sensors. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Because we were having weren't we?
We had what?
We had this going on as well for some reason.
We had them. Yeah.
And it's a good job because I got out the van and had a look, and we were right on the edge.
Yeah. We didn't realise. Right on the edge where.
So there was a bollard. That was what the parking sensor was going off for. You do your version.
Ooh.
Oh, what is that? Pathetic. Anyway, cut a long story short, so we needed some more light, basically. Yeah. Now, we kind of thought this in the past, didn't we? That we might need some light on the roof, front, back, possibly sides.
Just wasn't our priority, but since this issue, we made it our priority, didn't we?
This morning we've ordered a light bar for the back first, and we'll see how that goes, and we'll potentially get all the lights.
We find our reversing lights on the van are okay, but there's certainly, and even with the camera and the reversing, there's certainly, when it's dark, there's certainly a place where you can't see, basically.
And we found that out. So, we've ordered the light. When it comes, we'll show it you, and then obviously we'll show you how we fit it and how it works and how good it is, hopefully. That's it, be going back. Yeah? Okay?
Okay, so
see you when we
get it, yeah? So, let's open it up then. So we've got a wiring loom.
There you go, that's yours. Brackets.
What we got? Brackets and, brackets.
Fuses.
There's what, 3 in there, isn't there? So it's most likely trying to cover every eventuality.
And then
there's the light bar.
The light bar.
So again, this is not sponsored. We bought this. We looked on Amazon and tried to find the one that we liked. So it's got 3 rows of LEDs on the middle. And then at the side, let's just show you, there's the spotlights which are integrated in. That just gives a different beam pattern. So hopefully, we did originally look for the
beam pattern. Did you say?
Beam pattern.
Second, I thought it said beam pattern.
Okay, so we're just having a look at the light bar now. This is 1.2 metres, so it fits quite nicely inside the roof bars. We want to move it as far back as we can, and obviously slightly angle it down, which means that we need to move this bar all the way to the end. That's just a normal screw. Okay. Right to the edge.
Okay, that way or the other way? The other way, yeah. Got it. Oh, so that fixed, to be fair.
I remember that last time, it's a bit awkward.
Fine.
Okay.
Figured it out.
Yeah.
Jolly good. What's the shame? Huh?
Actually, no, that'll be okay.
So there you can see the light bar is fit. Obviously now what we've got to do.
Check that it works before we start running all the cables round. So we're just going to temporarily wire it up to the battery,
Yeah.
and make sure it comes on. A few reviews said that the switch is a bit flimsy. We might change that at a later date anyway, because we'll probably get some. We'll probably have a control unit with several lights, won't we? But it's off and on.
We're just going to wire it up and see if it works.
Great success. Them cables might be too short as well, which means we just have to thread it back in up through the inside, which
Yeah,
means
well, again-
scraping all that bloody black stuff
Yeah,
off.
but good. That's another reason why we had on the ceiling, eh?
Right, I'll do.
Once if it's in the cable like that, though.
Yeah, we're just going to try the bot. What we've done, because the wiring loom isn't long enough to get to where we want, so we've got to splice into it. And before we did that, we just wanted to make sure it worked, because I'm pretty sure these are not tested in the factory in China. China. I'm trying to do
You
it
go to
right.
your lips a bit more.
China. Oh, no, I'm going to
You did it
practice.
good the other day.
Anyway, we've got a red light, which is off. Let's try it on.
It's a bit bright in your eyes.
Yeah, don't look at
So
it.
obviously what we'll do is we'll test it again on a night and see where it's coming to and see if we've got to adjust the angle and that, can't we?
Yeah, it's going to be better than the ones that are in the
Yeah,
thingy.
Definitely going to be better.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll see.
So I'm pleased with that. So what we've got to do now is splice into the cables that we've already put up on the roof, and then run it to our starter battery. So we're having it run off the vehicle battery rather than the auxiliary battery.
Yeah. So we'll
So we'll get that done, and we'll show you what we've done once we've finished. Okay, so you can see our light bar fitted up there. It's 1.2 metres long. I think it's just a bit longer with the brackets. So we've secured it to our roof bar with some stainless steel screws and some nylon washers that are not going to shake loose when we drive. We have pushed our roof bar right the way back, which probably isn't recommended if you're carrying weight, but just for we wanted the light bar as far back as possible.
Yeah.
It's 540 watts, or so they claim. As I say, 1.2 metres, or 42 inches, give or take. So we found that fits nicely into the gap between the roof bars.
Yeah, we have said we'll keep testing it, and if we feel we want it angled down a bit more,
We might have to make some brackets.
Yeah, get some more brackets.
Yeah. But I think we'll have a look later when it's dark. It does come with a wiring loom that has a relay and the switch for off and on, and obviously that's fused as well. So the cable loom comes out this side. I would preferred it come out the other side, but when we turned it round, it would have meant that the cable would have been tight against a bracket. So we've just got it over here. We have left a little bit of extra length in case we do want to shift it forward a little bit. And then we've just secured just across with some cable ties for now. Okay, so I'll just show you what we've done on the roof. So the cable comes along the roof bars along here. Okay, and then we've joined it because I'd already put the cable up onto the top just because we'd done the work down the side of the insulation. So we've joined it here. The cable loom is a little bit short for a van, so you will have to join the cable at some point, so may as well be here. So I've got some waterproof connections under here which I've made. I've also still got a spare 4mm cable for if we want to put any side lights on or anything. and it obviously goes us through this gland and into the roof of the van. So we'll show you where it runs internally now. Okay, so we're in the van, as you can see.
Glad you told us.
The two cables that I've got, like I say, one of them's a spare one, just come across the ceiling here. This is all behind the ceiling, and it just drops down this
Pillar.
And then it comes down the back of our water, back of the fridge.
Which is where some other cables are, isn't it?
Yeah, it's our main cables for the charger.
Because we haven't got the cupboard on this bit yet.
Yeah.
So you might be able to see them there.
It'll all be tidied when we get that bit
when
done.
we get the cupboard and everything in.
We'll show you what we've done round on the cab.
Yep.
That only opens that far, doesn't it? Okay, so we're in the front of the cab. I'll show you.
You ain't in the front of the cab, you're standing
I'm standing
by it.
outside the cab. I'll show you the route that I took with the cable to get it the switch on the dashboard. So just come down a little bit. So obviously on these Transit Customs, the battery box is underneath the seat. So you've got a black and a red cable with a ring crimp already on, which actually was the right size.
For a change.
And a relay, which I've just pushed the side of our battery. And then just coming out to the battery, I've just got our cable. It is protected by some of this flexible conduit behind the seat, just because I didn't want the seat catching it. So, but this cable, how I did this, was nice and easy to be honest, because there's 3 Torx bolts under there. I don't know what size there was.
Footprint.
Yeah. So what we managed to do is lift it and tuck it underneath.
Yeah.
And then it comes up here.
And for now.
And it's just here.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's there is
laziness.
It is a 3-core cable, but ideally I'm going to have it up there.
Yeah.
But we're thinking of having some more lights fitted at a later date. So for now, it is somewhere where we can reach.
It's accessible and it does the job for now. We've got a lot of jobs that are like
this. It's not like you can drive along with it on anyway.
We've got a lot of jobs like this at the minute, haven't we, where they're sort of half done.
So the switch is a bit rubbish, to be honest, I'm going to say that. But what we'll do, when we have some extra lights in the future, we'll probably have a bank, maybe of 3 or 4 switches in a bit of a better place.
Yeah.
But just nice and easy.
It's the job for now, isn't it? So.
Green means it's on. Red means it's off. Then you can hear the relay clicking in under the seat there. We'll show you with it off and on in the light. We obviously won't get the benefits of it, but we'll come back later on and show you
later on, yeah.
So if you want to go back around the back of the van, and I'll put the light on and I'll explain a little bit more.
Jeez. You might not be able to see on the screen, but
it's a little bit
really
bright. So what we've got then is we've got 3 rows of LEDs in the middle, and then we've got 2 directional spotlights. Well, they're not directional, they're fixed, but it gives a little bit more of a fanned illumination to the side of the van a little bit more.
We'll put in the description the link to this roof light anyway. Okay, and we'll try it in the dark.
I'll show you what it looks like later on.
So that's made a massive difference. You can clearly see everything behind the van. I think it's fair to say it lights up quite a bit. Well, this is a pitch black road with no lights, and that's how far it lights up.